So there's many of you that are normalizing pain. There's a lot of you that are normalizing pain in relationships because you believe that pain is supposed to come in a relationship by default. You believe that if you don't have any chaos, if you don't have any drama, then, the relationship isn't good. Where do you get that from? Because healthy relationships does not equate to abuse. Healthy relationships does not relate to confusion. It doesn't relate to toxicity, and it definitely does not relate to you losing your self-worth or you looking down on yourself. So I hear a lot of people say, well, I know so-and-so or a couple of people that's been together for 10 years and 15 years, and they went through the drama, they went through the wire before they ended up having a good relationship. And so you believe that you're supposed to go through certain issues and certain challenges, including cheating, including abuse and being talked down to, in order for you to reach that mark. Well, I want to help you out here because that is not the case. You don't have to go through a painful relationship. You don't have to be with somebody who cheats on you or who calls you out of your name, and later on down the road, everything is just going to fix itself. That's not how it goes. You don't have to be with somebody that claim they love you, but at the same time, they treating you as if they never knew you or if they've never cared for you. You don't have to be in a relationship where there's inconsistencies and you're begging your person for reassurance. You're begging your person to love you. You're begging them to spend time with you. This is not what a true healthy relationship is about. Healthy relationships is about you two contributing to one another. It's about you two complementing one another. Yes, you should be in a position where, whether you're with someone or you're not with someone, where you should be happy with who you are and to be happy as being single. So when you connect with the person on a relationship basis, it's supposed to bring added complement to the relationship. It's not supposed to tear you down. It's not supposed to make you emotionally drained. It's not supposed to do that. Now, I'm not saying that relationships are perfect. There's no perfect relationship. Well, I don't know, because my relationship with my husband is absolutely amazing. No, we don't agree with everything. We do disagree, but I have a great relationship, a great friendship with my husband. So no relationship is perfect, but it can be close to it. And so what am I saying? If you're in a relationship where you're constantly being ridiculed, you're in a relationship where you feel like you have to constantly over explain yourself, if you're in a situation where you feel like you're a burden to that person, or that person is a burden to you, or you're always feeling emotionally drained in this relationship, then it sounds like that you need to hit the road, Jack, and don't you go back no more, and no more. But a lot of times I understand that it's easier said than done to leave. And oftentimes that is because some of us are conditioned to believe that you're just supposed to stick it out. Some of you experienced nothing but chaos and confusion in relationships. And some of you grew up with this. Some of you grew up singing, your father being mistreated or your mother being mistreated, and you believe that this is how it's supposed to be, that it's normal. And so you become a product of your environment. Well, no. If you're going through situations where, you feel like you just want to give up, you've been crying, they don't treat you well, or you just feel like you don't know if you're going or you're coming, I want to help you. I want to help you because this sounds like something that you need to really exit from. If you're married, then of course, there are different steps that you need to take. And for me, I am a in the face of God woman, and I am definitely a praying woman. And so if you're married, this is something that you need to take to the Lord. This is something that you need to go into communication, go into your silence, or go into whatever you do with the Lord. And if you're not doing that, then maybe you need to adopt something where you have this relationship with God so that God can lead you. He can instruct you in the way that you should go concerning your marriage. But if you're not in a marriage and you're going through some problems and this person is doing nothing but is causing you headache and heartache, it's time to go. But how do you do that without getting reeled back in? And how do you do that without getting reeled back in? But also, how do you go into healing, emotional healing from that? And so one is that you have to intentionally acknowledge that you deserve better, that you are worthy of more. And you have to acknowledge that chaos, toxicity is not okay. Okay? But how do we actually exit that relationship? There's so many different ways. There are so many different ways. I am a fan of blocking people. I haven't had to do that in years, but I will block you and change my number so that I can start that process of healing. And so sometimes if that's what you have to do, if you need to block some people, if you need to do that to start your process of healing, then you need to do that. Remember, it's all about you at this point. If you've been with somebody that has been mistreating you, that's been abusing you, that has not been respecting you, and you have placed them placed them on a pedestal, it's time for them to be removed, and you put yourself on a pedestal so that you can heal, so that you can get yourself together, and so that you can be all that you can be, one for self. And then later on, after you're completely healed, and there are processes concerning this, it's not getting rid of this person right now and then tomorrow jumping into another relationship. That's not what it's about. It's about removing the problem out of your life. Yes, it is. It's about removing that person and what's the word that I'm looking for? And it's about neutralizing the situation, not removing the person and then, picking up somebody else and having them to be a temporary covering or band-aid over the wounds and the impacts that you have received. So removing and neutralizing that situation is key. Having God in your entire process is key. If you don't have God in your process and you try to do this on your own and you are addicted to this person, this is somebody that you have connected with and you love this person with all that you have, it is going to be very hard to kick that addiction. Yes, it's an addiction because once you latch on to this person and you become like codependent, this is what we call an addiction, and there needs to be a way to cut that addiction. Right? We're not weaning. No, we're not. We're not weaning ourselves off from this person. It's called straight cut off. And so how do you start the process of healing? I'm always going to come back to it. I'm always going to come back to the Lord. The Lord is a healer. He does not, break your heart, but he helps those that are broken. He pieced back together what people have broken concerning you. So my number one go-to is always going to be Christ. They say, well, time heal wounds and so on and so forth. No, it don't. Time doesn't heal wounds, because what happens is, as you think you are healed, there is something that's always going to pop his head up and remind you of what you are not healed from, which are called triggers. So you need to get in the face of the Lord, ask God to heal you. He is a healer, and he will do so. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he will mend you back together again. Subscribe to this channel. Not only that, I am now offering a free 5-step download on 5 steps to healing when you join my email list. And the information is in the description on how to join my email list. Now, and I'm not asking y'all to join my coaching. I'm not asking you, let me give you a session. But what I am asking you to do is for you to make yourself a priority. I am Q Jones, and until next time, let's heal, get to healing, and be healed.